Hello all, welcome to Public Cloud Design Tips and Tricks again. Today I'll be covering an introduction to Azure Machine Learning. So the background is we'll be discussing a little bit on what is Azure Machine Learning today. So what is Azure Machine Learning? It's a cloud service for accelerating and managing the machine learning project lifecycle within Azure. And who all are the stakeholders of Azure Machine Learning? They are data scientists, data engineers, and machine learning professionals. So these are the actors basically who use machine learning workflows in their day-to-day life. Okay, and what are the basic functions of this particular service is train the model, deploy the model, and publish the model. So using AML, model can be used from open source. Okay, uh, those are all called built-in models, and models also can be developed from scratch using different language frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, etc., etc. Okay, so this is how you can develop machine learning models. Now, a little bit on what is a model and what all different ML types are available. So the model, you can think model is a program, okay, that that creates different data patterns, or it predict something using a huge set of data as an input. And models are created using different ML algorithms. So there are different algorithms that is getting used within a machine learning model. And if you try to classify those models, or you want to define the aspects of the models, then they are kind of two: classification and prediction. So normally in classification you try to classify different aspects based on data, and in the predictions you will derive some result out of a unknown set of data. So that is how you can define. Now, in general, there are different types of machine learning. So one is supervised learning, where the ML is trained using level data, where you know the data basically. The aspects of the data is known to you, so that is supervised learning. Uh, Opposite to supervised learning, that is called unsupervised learning, where you don't know anything about the data. Basically, let's say you are getting different feedbacks from the market, so that those kind of data you don't know. You just have to capture those data, and then you will derive some sentiments or some results out of it. So those are unsupervised learning. Then there is a mixed learning as well, where you can mix of level data and unknown data, and then you have to derive something out of it. There is also a concept called reinforcement learning, where it's a kind of a ML technique where you can decide which results are positive or negatives, and then you can assign value on the desired based on the desired action. So these are different kind of ML. Now, if you see the machine learning project workflow, I have taken it from Microsoft again, and then basically it looks like this: that the first step is you have to prepare data sets of data. Mm. And then you have to train the model, and once that training is done, you have to deploy the model, and then you have to monitor all those stuff. So that is how it looks like in a simple ML workflow. And that workflow is governed by a task. So basically a task gets executed with all the steps. So that is how you can define a workflow. And uh, so uh, this is just the information. Data scientists can use models in Azure machine learning that they have created in common Python frameworks, and those frameworks are like PyTorch, TensorFlow, and few others also. Uh, so that is how a whole project workflow can be developed. Now, once you uh, train the model. So then you have to make it productionized. So you deploy the model after that, and then the ML comes up with managed endpoints to abstract the required infrastructure for both offline and real time scenarios. Okay, so that part is called scoring. So what is scoring? Where you already have a model and then you want to want to put your you want to validate with your own data sets on top of a model to derive the output. That is also called inferencing, where you enrich the model by providing different other data sets to get the necessary output. So based on the techniques you are using, it's a batch technique or real time. So the, that's called batch inferencing and real time inferencing. And batch inferencing involves invoking an endpoint again with a reference to data. So it is nothing but a job run asynchronously to process the data uh, in parallel compute clusters. So that is how batch inferencing can be thought of. And real-time inferencing involves again endpoint accessing an endpoint of a model, which is an HTTPS endpoint on a real-time basis. So that is more a deployment part. Okay, so we already have discussed the life cycle of ML, and then ML ops is a process again for developing the models for production. So all the necessary things that you have to do to productionize it. So that is ML ops, and a model's life cycle from training to deployment must be auditable, if not reproducible. Okay, so here you can see the ML life cycle is you are taking data, training a model. Then once training is done, deploying that particular model, then you start monitoring it. And based on your result, you can also retrain your model. Okay, so that is how you can do. Now, when you do ML ops, then and you are covering the ML ops life cycle, then there are certain things that is needed, and those are like uh, Git integration. Git integration is especially for the the code that you are writing to create that environment. So that is required. Then ML flow integration. So there are different integration steps required with different services like data stores, then uh, image storage, all these things. So those are required. Then you need a pipeline to do the necessary things with a scheduling mechanism, basically. And then if you want to, uh, you know, uh, have some triggers based on something, then you can use also even grid in that case. And this is all concepts of this all can be stitched together with the concept of a CI/CD tools. Okay, so that is how the ML ops in general can mapped into the flow basically. And now ML also include features for monitoring, auditing, and like your job artifacts, your code snapshots, logs, all those things, and then a lineage between jobs and assets, such as the durable objects like containers, data, and transient objects like compute resources. So these are the things on the monitoring auditing part. Now, what is a workspace? It's a very important and fundamental thing when you are working with Azure ML. So workspace are just mean to collaborate with different other developers or scientists to create ML group related work actually. So basically, let's say one developer is working on a model, and then he or she wants to share it to a different other scientist or data engineer. Then workspace can be collaborated easily. So I mean, those are the examples like data sets, models, components that can be shared across a workspace. Now, what are the tasks done within a workspace? ML workspace is create a job, create data assets, register the model. So, and then creating endpoint. Okay. So these are all things you can do, and the fundamentals of every steps we have already discussed. Like creating a job is the job which is responsible to train your model or run your model. Then data assets are nothing but the data that those are required to train a model. Once you have done with a model, you can register a model, and then for other use you can uh, or to reuse that model or to make productionize, then you can have endpoints on top of a model. So these are the things you can create with ML Workspace. Now, what is ML Studio? ML Studio again comes with different capability within Azure ML. So the primary things that comes with the studio is notebooks. Uh, notebook is a more a repetitive application platform where you can or the data engineer or scientist can start designing their model or developing their model. So that is a notebook. So it's an integrated studio with Azure ML, you can say. Visualize run matrices that when you building a model or validating or testing a model, then you can also analyze and optimize your experiments with graphical and other kind of visualization. The designer is again it's a designing tool where you can define the various steps while training a model. So it's a no code kind of a uh, interface where you can do just a drag and drop, and then you can connect to different sources and you know uh, create different steps of Azure ML. Automated ML is just to kind of speed up your ML journey to create automated ML using different interfaces. Okay. Data leveling again efficiently coordinate with image and text leveling. So these are the ML Studio features in a nutshell. Now, I just try to cover the introductions of Azure machine learning. So these are the fundamental concepts how you can start. So if you have a free account, you can always start with the free version, and then you can uh, within your subscription you can have a resource group, and then you can create Azure ML resources. And Azure ML resources are um, Azure ML services are combination of resources. So you need certain prerequisites like Azure Container Registry, Azure Storage, Keyword. All those are very necessary to start Azure ML. So once you have that, then you will have that set of services, and you can start using Studio basically, ML Studio to to cover this particular ML flow. Okay. Please refer to these two links. These are all very useful links actually. I keep using these links, and then uh, you can start mm, using the ML capability. Okay, that's it for the day. Thank you, and have a good day.